Okay, have a look at this headline. This is ridiculous, guys. This is from theconversation.com, and the headline here is Morality Pills may be the U.S.'s best shot at ending the coronavirus pandemic, according to one ethicist. I think they spelled fascist wrong. What do you think? Introducing Propaganda Watch, brought to you by Michael Strange of Trouble Minds Radio. Now, this ridiculous article is brought to us by a fine fellow named Parker Crutchfield, and he is the Associate Professor of Medical Ethics, Humanities and Law at Western Michigan University. I wonder what they put in the water over there. Now, our good buddy Parker Crutchfield says this. My research in bioethics focuses on questions like how to induce those who are non-cooperative to get on board with doing what's best for the public good. To me, it seems the problem of coronavirus defectors could be solved by moral enhancement. Like receiving a vaccine to beef up your immune system, people could take a substance to boost their cooperative, pro-social behavior. Could a psychoactive pill be the solution to the pandemic? Now look how he just kind of slides that in there. Something solved by moral enhancement. It's like doublethink. It's like something out of 1984. Like, what the hell is this? Are you kidding me? This guy can't be serious, right? Now, before you think drugging up the public with something psychoactive is a fantastic idea, let's see where his logic comes from. Now, he continues in the article with this. When someone chooses not to follow public health guidelines around the coronavirus, they're defecting from the public good. It's the moral equivalent of the tragedy of the commons. If everyone shares the same pasture for their individual flocks, some people are going to graze their animals longer or let them eat more than their fair share, ruining the commons in the process. Selfish and self-defeating behavior undermines the pursuit of something from which everyone can benefit. Now, do you know what that sounds like to me? I'm pretty sure you know what that sounds like.
And that's nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism.
Now, Parker Crutchfield continues with some examples here. And he says, for example, oxytocin, the chemical that, among other things, can induce labor or increase the bond between mother and child, may cause a person to be more empathetic and altruistic, more giving and generous. The same goes for psilocybin, the active component of magic mushrooms. These substances have been shown to lower aggressive behavior in those with antisocial personality disorder and to improve the ability of sociopaths to recognize emotion in others. Now, you mean to tell me, if we're irritated with the way the government has handled the coronavirus, not just the government, let's say academia and the media combined, let's call them the technocracy since they all work together in some capacity. Now, are we supposed to be happy with this? With them calling us antisocial sociopaths? Like, what exactly is going on here? This is ridiculous. This is beyond the scope of conversation. Like, this guy should be put in a rubber room in a straitjacket and fed his cabbage water, give him a week, and then ask him next week if he actually received his fair share. That's what I want to know. If he's okay with that type of treatment for everybody. Let's start with him, shall we? Now, not lost on the star of the article here. He realizes it's a far-out proposal that's bound to be controversial, but one I believe is worth at least considering given the importance of social cooperation and the struggle to get Covid-19 under control. Now, bound to be controversial is an understatement. Has this guy ever heard of natural rights in any capacity whatsoever? Are we going to just dope everybody up until we're drooling in a straitjacket, put us in our rubber rooms, and that way everybody gets their fair share of cabbage water? Is that what's going on here? So Parker Crutchfield continues in this article, which again was on theconversation.com, and the headline, Morality Pills may be the U.S.'s best shot at ending the coronavirus pandemic, according to one ethicist. He continues, these substances interact directly with the psychological underpinnings of moral behavior. Others that make you more rational could also help. Then perhaps the people who choose to go maskless or flout social distancing guidelines would better understand that everyone, including them, is better off when they contribute and rationalize that the best thing to do is cooperate. That's all they want, right? They just want us to cooperate. Antisocial sociopaths that we are, because we actually know what natural rights are, and because we actually have a definition for liberty that's not a slippery slope to whatever this garbage is. Yeah, come on, man. Like, fine, I'm all for free speech, but are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And I don't say to shut the guy up. I say, why don't we give him a taste of his own medicine? And he should be the first one to volunteer. Let's see how he feels about it after that. Now, here's a look at the entire article. And I definitely encourage you to read this thing, because this is how people think. This is an associate professor of medical ethics, humanities, and law from Western Michigan University, okay? Now, if this is what the type of conversation that's going on behind closed doors with academia, with the government, and the media, and the conglomerate of oligarchs, I think transparency is in order, don't you? All right, now look, I'm not anti-science or anything of the sort, all right? I understand you have to push the envelope to really get things right. However, do you think it's beneficial to us as a human race? I mean, all of us. None of this division politics BS. None of this lefty-righty bullshit that you see in the media. I mean, all of us. Do you think it's beneficial for all of us to be speaking in terms like this? Talking about vaccinating everybody to make them more docile so that we can actually kumbaya? Are you kidding me? Now, this may be the ramblings of one, I don't know, let's call him ultra-liberal professor. Just taking a stab at it. I don't know much about the man other than what it says there. And for all I know, he may be fake, because the news these days is definitely an avalanche of fake. But with all of that said, if you don't balance science and legislation and politics with natural rights and the sovereignty of the individual, I think we have a big problem. Hey guys, if you like this type of conversation where we talk about aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal, where we parse the propaganda news cycle, you know what to do. Smash that like button, follow, subscribe, do all the things. Go to our website, troubledminds.org. Check out the podcast and tell a friend. That's the most important thing. Tell somebody else. There's a huge amount of data here that nobody talks about and that deserves more coverage. And that's what we're all about on this show. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.